trial of Louisville Metro Councilman Anthony Pantini continues today. His future on the council is in the hands of his colleagues as they decide whether or not to remove him for ethics violations. It's been a 4-month process to get to this point. Back on October 19th, the Metro Ethics Commission found Pantini guilty of 6 of the 7 counts against him. Metro Council then formed a charging committee on November 1st, which filed formal removal charges on November 28th. And that brings us to today. The first witness called was Margaret Handmaker. She's the former executive director of the Louisville Accelerator team. Handmaker worked closely with Chair Marcus Winkler and Pantini to oversee how the city's COVID relief funds were spent. $40 million of those funds are at the center of these allegations surrounding Pantini's ethics violations. The council charged him with pushing for American Rescue Plan money to go to the Healthcare Workforce Innovation Coalition and then taking a 6-figure consulting job with that nonprofit that oversees it the very day after it passed. Handmaker told the council that she dealt with the applications for requesting federal funds, also saying she did not remember receiving a proposal for Pantini for that nonprofit.
I believe it was October when we met again, and Councilman Winkler was not on the call. Councilman Pantini told me that the decision had been made to give $40 million to the Healthcare CEO Council.
Well, the trial will continue today with more witnesses coming to the stand. Once everything is said and done, at least 18 council members will have to vote against Pantini in order to remove him from his council seat. Students on the Campbellville University campus still feeling uneasy this week after a classmate was killed inside his dorm room. The suspect, 21-year-old Charles Escalera, is now in jail on a $2 million bond. He's charged with murder and burglary after police say he broke into someone's home in Greene County while on the run. Police said Escalera killed his wrestling teammate Josiah Kilman. The 18-year-old from Montana was found unresponsive in his room early Saturday morning. An autopsy determined he was strangled. The university president, Dr. Joe Hopkins, called it heartbreaking.
This shakes us that this could happen even in this beautiful place of quiet and beauty. But it does remind us that we must always be on guard. And I'm thankful for those who stand in that place of protection every day.
Campbellville resumed classes Monday. The one student we spoke to said those classes were mostly empty.
I hate that it takes something like this, but I just hope that we kind of keep an eye out for little things and we can all come together and take this to not only be with the wrestling team, but to be with all the people he touched.
Police have not released a motive in this case. We'll keep you updated. Well, police said a person of interest in a Louisville homicide was just arrested in Florida after crashing the victim's car in Miami. Metro Police said they found 45-year-old Alan Garcia Perez dead in his home on Inverness Avenue in the Iroquois neighborhood Sunday. Investigators said he had injuries from blunt force trauma. Well, then Monday, police in Miami spotted his missing red Camaro and tried to stop the driver, who then sped off. The chase ended when the driver lost control, hit multiple cars, and then flipped his vehicle. That driver, who has not been publicly identified, was airlifted to the hospital. We're expecting him to be extradited to Kentucky once he recovers. A JCPS parent is facing charges accused of threatening students at Fern Creek High School. Police said last Friday the woman first showed up to Fern Creek Elementary, unaware her daughter no longer attended there. When staff sent her away, she then went to Fern Creek High, where staff said she threatened to, quote, kill them all. Staff also said she took out a lighter and attempted to burn several students, resulting in a lockdown at that school. The woman was arrested and charged with terroristic threatening and trespassing. Fern Creek Elementary's principal told police the woman did not have custody of her daughter when she attended that school. 2 men are facing charges after police in Bardstown seized $1.8 million worth of cocaine. In a social media post, the police department said its officers alongside Kentucky State Police and the Department of Homeland Security executed a search warrant last week in 3 different towns. Bardstown police said a months-long investigation found drugs were being distributed in communities like Bardstown, Elizabethtown, Louisville, and Campbellsville. In addition to cocaine, officers seized 2 guns and $37,000. A Louisville state representative wants to combat gun violence by creating a waiting period to buy a gun. Representative Daniel Grossberg filed a proposed legislation yesterday, calling it a vital tool to reduce gun violence. If passed, It would create a mandatory 5-day waiting period between the sale of the gun and when the buyer would actually receive it. The bill has not yet been assigned to a committee and will have to work its way through the House. No action was taken following a closed-door meeting of the Nelson County School Board Monday. We do know members discussed the superintendent's performance, and this echoes a similar situation from January. That's when the board first met to consider the dismissal of Superintendent Wes Bradley. It comes as the board moves forward with a decision to merge the county's middle schools. Earlier this month, board members moved to end a meeting early because of the disruption caused by the community. Our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Alyssa Newton were at Monday's meeting as the board went into executive session.
At a special called meeting of the Nelson County School Board, people came with concerns Superintendent Wes Bradley could lose his job. This mirrors a similar incident with another special called meeting back in January where the board decided the same thing. No action taken, which means no new info.
Yeah, really special, huh?
It took this crowd 5 hours to hear the results of the Nelson County School Board's executive session. Around 70 people gathered, many concerned Superintendent Wes Bradley's job is in jeopardy.
No action was taken. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
The closed-door meeting agenda reveals just a little about what the board discussed: pending legal action, the superintendent's performance, and the employment status of a district employee. We went up to board chair Amanda Deaton once the hours-long meeting finished. Excuse me, board member Deaton, will be taking any questions today? All right, thank you very much. But without a clear direction in Nelson County schools, some people are frustrated. Julia Coy, who retired from the district, is one of them.
All we hear is rumor and innuendo, and we won't know the truth till they make a decision. But my heart is with the kids, and my heart is with Wes Bradley because he's so loved by so many people.
Rebecca Hutchins, mother of a Thomas Nelson High student, agrees.
He has the best vision in mind for what our community's children and educators need.
Several of those educators showed their support for Bradley last October when they gathered in Bardstown City Center protesting a merger of the county's high schools. Mergers proposed by the board go against previously approved community campus plans, which would put middle school wings at each high school. A lawsuit filed by parent group Nelson County Ford seeks to put the board back on the path to the community campus. At the last hearing for that lawsuit, NC Ford's attorney asked a judge to protect Superintendent Wes Bradley's job, but the judge denied it. With all the chaos, Coy wants one thing above all else:
Agreement for nothing but what's best for the kids and is equal for the kids.
The only consensus we see is inaction. In Nelson County, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11, on your side.
The next regularly scheduled board meeting for Nelson County Schools is March 12th.
A doctor, you'd never heard of this before?
It was a footnote in one of the textbooks.
A Louisville dad detailing the moments his daughter was diagnosed with a very rare condition, a perfectly healthy toddler, until it's time to go to sleep. That's when she stops breathing. Tonight, we're highlighting this rare disease and how baby Greta's managed to survive. You'll only see her story right here on WHAS 11 News at 6 o'clock. When we